Hey, Motorman here. I'm back at Gator Harley Davidson, and I'm about to take this Street Bob for a ride. If you're not familiar with the Street Bob, it is now a Softail. Used to be part of the Dyna line. Dyna line is gone, and this is a real motorcycle. No frills, blacked out motor, blacked out exhaust, looks great. 107 motor. On this bike with a weight of just about 600 pounds, that 107 should make this motorcycle fly. I love the gators on the forks. Mini ape handlebars. It is a single seater. You can get, of course, passenger pegs and a passenger seat if you want, but that's not what this bike was made for. And at $14,600, it is the cheapest Harley Davidson big twin that you can get. Some people might argue with me, but I think that $14,600 for a big twin Harley Davidson is an excellent buy. This comes with the wire wheels. I believe the blackout on the exhaust is an option, but I'm not positive about that. It sure looks good though. Looks like those are just heat shields. I like the blacked out look on the motor, the crinkle finish. Get a close-up of that. Love the looks of this motorcycle. Alright, I'm going to take it for a ride. First thing I notice on this motorcycle is the handlebars turn quite a ways from lock to lock. That makes the bike very maneuverable at low speeds, and with the skinnier front tire it turns in really quick. I believe ABS is optional on this motorcycle, and this particular one has the ABS, which I highly recommend. Now the mini ape handlebars here, for me, they need to be adjusted down to be a little bit more comfortable. The solo seat is on the firm side and a bit Spartan. I might change that if it were my bike. Alright, let's go. Now the mid controls on this motorcycle, my knees are up quite a bit. It's okay for me, but if you were over 6 foot or 6 foot or more, you'd probably be looking to put forward controls on this motorcycle. It's similar to the Lowrider S in that respect. It feels extremely light. If you're a fairly new rider and want to get into a motorcycle that's easy to ride, most people think of maybe a Sportster, especially women, but I'd look into this bike because this is something that just as easy to ride as a Sportster. Probably be much better out on a long ride. And if you throw some saddlebags on it, you wouldn't have to move out of this model. In other words, you wouldn't have to necessarily move up. You're not gonna get any more power or a smoother motorcycle by moving up, as you would say from a Sportster to a Street Glide or something like that. Throw a windshield on this bike, some bags, and you're ready for the highway. And with a very low seat height, just about anybody's going to be able to flat foot this motorcycle, or close enough. Of course, today it's kind of chilly. I'm missing that windshield a bit, but you know, here in Florida when it's 90 degrees out, this is perfect. And I know people that would, you know, even ride up north when it's cold, quite a bit colder than what it is here. No windshield, nothing. To me that's not fun, but whatever floats your boat. I believe the lean angle on this bike, and I'll check that, is somewhere around 27, 28 degrees. Is more than enough. Especially so with how far the handlebars turn from lock to lock. Plenty of power, excellent pickup, lots of torque. Now, I don't believe you can get the 114 on this model, but you know, is it really needed? It's a very light motorcycle for what's considered to be a heavyweight cruiser. Beautiful lake. Virtually no vibration to speak of. I mean, you know, you're on a V-twin, but it's not tingling at the grips or vibration at the foot pegs or the seat. This is an around town seat, I can tell you that. I would say on this seat, 100 miles and you're done. You're going to be looking for a gas station, whether you need gas or not, just to take a rest. But the great thing about Harley Davidson is there are accessories galore. There's probably a dozen different seats you can put on this motorcycle from Harley alone, and the aftermarket, same thing. As I said, it's a solo seat. It doesn't come with passenger pegs, but those are things that you could add to this motorcycle, as you can to any of the Harleys. Now this has got a single disc up front, the ABS, and that's enough for this motorcycle. If you want the best stopping power, move up to the Lowrider S, dual disc, or the Fat Bob. But both of them are going to cost you considerably more money. So braking, I would say, is adequate. Ride is just fine. Slightly on the firm side, but nothing objectionable about it. And being it's a chilly, windy day, I hope the wind isn't interfering with me, with you hearing me on this, but nothing I can do about that without a windshield. Have to listen a little closer, maybe. Students come to my class, usually it's women, on this motorcycle. They usually do very well because this is not an intimidating motorcycle by any means. It feels extremely light. and easy to handle, and it is. More power than you'll ever need. But if you want a little more, well, the exhaust systems and the air intakes and tuners are all available on the Milwaukee 8, of course. And Gator Harley-Davidson, as I mentioned before, is a great place to test ride any motorcycle you want. And as you can see, this is a fine ride. This is all I did was go right around behind the dealership. And these are the roads you'll find. This is some of the best riding in Florida, is up in this area, Leesburg area. And the last weekend in April we have the Leesburg Bike Fest. That draws about 250,000 people in this one little town. And it's a very laid-back rally. The police keep a very low profile. And we've been performing there, my rider skills show, for about 12 years now, maybe longer. Never seen any problems at all. Everything is within about a 2 or 3 square mile area, all the vendors and the events. So it's easily something you could see in one day. It does last though now from Thursday through Sunday. And in fact, Gator Harley-Davidson has quite a few vendors set up at their dealership during that event, along with test rides, of course. So for the least expensive Harley-Davidson Big Twin at $14,600 starting price, as for black, and I would get the ABS option, you're still under $16,000. Several colors are also available. This particular one is a silver denim look. In other words, it's not the gloss finish. I'm not crazy about that. I like my bikes to shine, but if you like it, they've got the colors. I like where the instruments are too on this motorcycle. Rather than on the tank, they're easy to see while you're riding without putting your head down. Gear at 60, no problem at all. So this is the Softail Street Bob, least expensive Big Twin. Easy motorcycle to ride, all kinds of power, handles beautifully, and it is a motorcycle I would recommend. Until next time, it's the Motorman. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these short rides and road tests that I do and reviews. Hit the subscribe button, click that little bell, and every time I come out with a new video, you'll be notified. Be sure to go to my website, ridelikeapro.com, and check out my videos. They will save your life and change your riding forever.